Hello, everyone, and thanks for stopping by to view today's episode. Um, Sorry I haven't been doing too many videos lately. I haven't been trading much lately. My schedule has been pretty hectic lately with my job, so I haven't really had time to focus on trading too much. But um, show you what I took today and why I took it. I took ROKU calls. This is my paper trade account. Um, I traded it in my paper trade account. I also traded it in my real account. Um, if you look at, let me zoom in a little bit. Take a look here. Forget this candle exists because we didn't know this was here before today. So this is what we had. We had a bullish engulfing candle. We had a nice rounded bottom here. Nice rounded bottom with a bullish engulfing candle. Now we were coming into resistance here with the cloud, but I like that bullish engulfing candle. It wasn't huge and wasn't a lot of volume, but I like the rounded bottom. I kind of thought maybe we're bottoming out and starting to turn the corner to head back up. So I was watching Roku for an entry on a 3-minute chart. So I came in. My paper trade account, I entered at 9:31 right at the open. Jumped on a little bit early, but the reason why was because it popped right at the open, right here. Um, you see, we came up pre-market, and we held these highs. We stayed near the highs, which is a good sign. anytime, um, anytime we gap up and we hold the pre-market highs, I look for a pop at the open. So I entered here. I bought, I believe it was one contract at first. Actually, I bought all four. This was an accident. I went to cancel this one and change my order, and it didn't cancel, so I ended up buying 8 contracts. I turned around and sold 4 of them. I guess it was a profit for 240, but I was just looking to sell them at break even just to make it realistic because this is a paper trade account. But I ended up selling some along the way. But let's look at what I did with my real money account. And you see in this account, my paper trade account, I'm still holding one contract. I have an order in to sell at a close below the 17 EMA. Actually, I think it's the 21 EMA. Let me see. See if it shows what that condition is. I think I have it set for the 21 EMA. So close below this blue line here at the bottom of the cloud. So I'm still riding that one out, and as you can see, I'm up $424 so far on this trade, and then we'll see what that last contract does. But my real money account, I waited. I didn't get in right away. I got in at 9:41, just before 9:42. I entered right here, 9:41 and 54. I bought one contract. So it was shortly after the open of this candle. It came down, and I entered here because I was looking at this 100 SMA. I was looking at that for an entry. So it opened here at 9. I entered at 9:41. So it was actually I entered here right after the open of this candle. That was my first entry. Was right here because it pulled down and then it popped back up, and I was looking for a pop. Ended up pulling back, and that's when I added. I added at 9:44. So right before the close of this candle, it came down, and that's when I added when we got to this line. My stop out was going to be a close below this 100 SMA. So I added a second contract here. I only had 2 contracts because I have a bunch of meetings today and couldn't really babysit it too closely in case it took a while to play out. I didn't want to be tied up in meetings. So I sold the first contract at 10 o'clock, and I sold it because we came up to this pivot point. I figured this would be resistance. I sold the first one right here. 10 o'clock, just before 10:01. I sold it at $1. Well, I bought the first one. I paid $1.35 right here. I bought the second one at $1.04. So my average was $1.20. I sold the first one at just before 10:01. So right after the open of this candle. And like I said, the reason I sold it was because of this pivot point. So I sold one at $1.40. So I was up, I don't know, 15% or so on that contract. I sold the second one at 10:09, just before 10:10. So right after the open of this candle, it started pulling back. I went ahead and sold the second one at $1.72. In hindsight, yeah, I screwed up. But hey, you know, I could have rode this way out. It actually hit $3.82 up here at, let me see what time it was. The 12:06 candle, which was right here. 12:06 candle would actually hit $3.82. I sold at $1.72 back here. Had I held that, I would have had an extra $200. But you don't know that. You don't really know that that's going to happen. I'm happy with what I got. I got 30%. If you do the math, I sold at 172 and 140. So my average exit was 156. I paid 120. Subtract that 120, divide it by 120. 30% exactly. So I made 30% exactly on this trade in my real money account. My paper trade account, I did better than that. I'm not even going to play around trying to calculate it, but we're probably up in the 50 to 75% range. You see this last contract I'm holding, I'm up 75% on it. So just for the heck of it, 290, 261, 251, and 240 times 4 is 960 divided by 8. My average exit so far is $2.20. That's not right. Let's try it again. 290, 261, 251, and 240 times 4 is 960 divided by 8 contracts. The 220 is my average. That can't be right because my average entry is 220 something. So I'm not figuring something right. Oh, I know what it is. No, I didn't sell any of them for a loss, so it has to be a profit. Anyway, you get the point. I'm up quite a bit on this. This last one actually sold at 390 just now. So 390 plus 290 plus 261 plus 251. I know what I did. Plus 960 divided by 8. I should have divided it by 7. I actually divided it by 8. So my average exit was 269. My average entry was 222. 21%. I don't know that that's accurate, but it's at least 21%. Either way. So that was my trade for today. That's probably the only trade I'm going to make today. On the 2 contracts, I made $73 with my real account. $73 doesn't sound like much, but when you consider I only spent $240, you consider I only spent $240, 30.4% if you figure it out that way. So, not a bad trade. I don't know how long this work thing is going to be going on like this. There's a lot going on right now with my job and my company, so not in jeopardy of losing my job or anything. It's just there's a lot of transition going on, so been really busy. I've tried to keep doing videos. I may have to if you don't see a video from me for a week or two, then you'll know why. But I'll try to continue, try to keep them at least every couple days. For right now, I think I'm only going to take premium setups if I'm available to take them. It's just I just don't have time to sit and watch them right now. So anyway, that's it for today's video. Oh, one more thing I wanted to touch on. I haven't done a video since they announced it, but TD Ameritrade have commission-free trades. There are fees for options, 65 cents per contract, I believe. I was paying 75 cents a contract before with no base fee. So it's really not affecting me much. I'll save basically 20 cents per contract in and out. I typically only trade maybe at the most 5 contracts, so I'm going to save $1 at the most. They're $2 in and out. So not a big deal for me, but I know for other people it really helps the small account not having to pay that base fee. It enables you to scale in and scale out now. So I know I talked about that before, about calling them and trying to get that base fee waived. Now you don't have to worry about it. If you're trading stocks, that's even better. I guess you don't have to pay anything at all now. But trading options, you're actually paying less than I was paying before they made this change. So that helps. Not much of a change for me, not much of a difference. But if you didn't have that fee waiver, then yeah, this definitely helps you. But anyway, that's it for today. Get back to work here, and thanks for watching, and see you guys later. Bye.